comes to everything to Box Gaming to try to use their strength at the beginning of the game to push them down.
Yeah.
Now, we put our eyes back to the valley as we're gonna start with our game number 2 from today between Box Gaming and Team Flying Bear.
Enemy minions will arrive in 5
And
seconds.
let's just together see who will be the winner for this particular match. So it's quite a risky choice, I would say. Risky is the right word for Team Flying Bear because they basically have no tank standing in the front line. They have to rely on their cooperation, their combo chains, their CCs to perform perfectly during team fights.
So it's gonna come down to, are they able to work as one? Being able to make the decisions that would allow them to support each other's instead of just leaving it to 1v1s.
Yeah, you have to at the same channel with your teammates, right?
Yeah, they're going to change bears over there. TFB is gonna take on their bears as the same as Mox Gaming is going to slow down their junglers.
I love the idea that Team Flying Bear is actually putting the marksman in the mid so that they can gain this wave priority instead of letting Mai Shiranui having some trouble facing Shen Mengxi.
That's exactly what we talked about, right?
Yes.
Like the decisions. Because if Mai Shiranui just goes in the first 2 waves against Marco Polo, that allows Lupu not to have that much pressure on top lane.
And see how flexible and how mobile this Mai Shiranui is. So if we really count the number of dashes,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
4 dashes.
4 dashes, even with her passive.
Wow, that's a lot of mobility, right?
Of
So
course.
at the moment that her damage is going to be online, it's going to be one of those heroes to take care of. Look at that 2v2 matchup on top lane.
So both the junglers are quite rich, level 4, but Monkey unfortunately still needs a little bit more time. Maybe after cleaning this wave together with Xiaohouden, he will reach level 4 and have the ultimate.
Without an ultimate, Monkey's not supposed to be
Yes.
able to start any fights. We get to the 2 minutes mark, no scrimmages yet, and the Overlord and the Tyrant are going to be part of the game now.
Let's wait and see whether the first blood will goes to his side.
Exactly. Without that first blood, there's not that much an advantage, right? Like everything depends on the control over this Tyrant and the Overlord. And the Tyrant is going to go for the side of TFB. Look at that. Xiaohouden is going to try to initiate the fight. Very aggressive. They lost the Tyrant, but they want to go with the scrimmage.
Nice rotation down there, but the jungler is not here. Monkey stays on the top trying to make rotation using the Primal Portal, and here he is.
Monkey with the transition. They're going to try to control on this blue buff that is going to go.
Oh, good
That is going to
one.
go completely for the side of Box Gaming.
A beautiful play. They have the exact time of when this blue buff is about to spawn, and they make their invasion trying to steal some HP bar down and letting their jungler Monkey with a smite right into the jungle.
But look at that. PRB is going
Exchange.
to answer back just by exchanging that. Xiaohouden is going to go try to jump on 4 people. It's not
Okay.
going to be enough because Yu Hui is going to take that blue buff.
Also, nice reaction to what you lose, and you're trying to gain it back from your enemy's jungle.
Yes, exactly. I love the way that this game is going. Look at that. It's 3 minutes and 20. We still have no first blood. And the fight starts one more time. Musashi Miyamoto is going to push back on Shimongshi. He's going to push him away. Lupu is taking a lot of damage, so it's going to be Monkey, the one that is going to fall first.
So even though the Overlord got the Lianpo very low, but unfortunately there's no one with ability to finish off that kill. So the first blood went to the side for the Team Flying Bear, and hopefully they can try to start snowballing in the later on games.
Yes, exactly. I love from that fight that Yu Hui just completely locked down Shen Mengxi. In the moment that Shen Mengxi's damage was not part of the fight, it just left Monkey on his own completely just to be there. And it was easy for the red team to take him down.
Yeah. You need to pay more attention to your targets, especially when you're playing out to Musashi, using the ultimate, targeting at the right moment, and go directly aiming for the backlines.
Look at that. Musashi Miyamoto pushed him away. It's not going to be enough damage in there. And then Liam brought extremely low, has to proc his flash. Otherwise, he would have been a 2-0 trade.
Yeah, for the life right now, some skirmish happened in the mid, but nobody got killed and nobody gets down. And the blue buffs went to Miyamoto Musashi safely, protecting their jungles finally.
This is going to be part of the strategy, right? Because they need to be able to control that blue buff. Without controlling that blue buff, it's going to be difficult for them to survive.
So after a hero deals the final blow, which is the final hits to the Overlord, you have the opportunity to gain a lot of help, a lot of assistance by gaining the Overlord for each lane.
Exactly. The Vanguards on the 3 lanes, 2 waves of Overlord Vanguards are going to come in, allow you just to clean wave faster and to push and put some pressure on the turrets.
So the Dragons offers 2 completely different abilities to your side.
True.
Once you have the Overlord, you have, much relaxation on your wave management. But if you gain the Dark Tyrant or Simple Tyrant, you have extra damage when it comes to doing team fights.
Extra damage that is going to be enough for you to take that final punch
Of course,
that
yeah.
you need to provide in order to win those fights.
I love the idea that Lady Sun is actually trying to build the Axe of Torment as the very first item,
Yes.
offering a lot of physical penetration and 10% of the cooldown at the same time. And the Master Sword is on his way.
Yes, exactly. We can see Shenmengxi on the other hand going with Mask of Agony,
Yeah.
right? Mask of Agony that is going to be a very important item for Shenmengxi. So his damage is going to be a
Enough.
little bit higher.
Of course. Oh, top lane, some skirmish happened down there. The marksman, the bottom duel combo comes to the top.
Yes, exactly. They need to start rotating.
Yes.
If they do not have a winning lane over here on bottom, then they need to move to top. And I think that is going to be a trade from turrets. They're just going to exchange bottom and top.
Yep, and let's see the next move. So the Dragons leave there to the Tyrant, and another blue buff being stealed away.
Another blue buff is still in the way, but Musashi Miyamoto is going to be able to control it. We
So-
thought that they were going to use it, but he uses his mind to be able to control that blue. Right now, it's going to be TFB pushing on that turret. Not only that, that Monkey is going to fall as well.
1 kill and 1 tower. This is really showing something. The team Flying Bear have finally gained advantage and started to build their goal deficits here.
I love that because we said at the beginning that it was going to be TFB, the ones that they needed to take things a little bit slower.
Yep.
But that mistake over there, Lianpo jumping in, trying to take on the blue, not being able to control that and losing 2 blue buffs, the mid lane turret, that takes everything, puts everything on the side of TFB.
We can see the great difference, the level differences between Miyamoto Musashi and Monkey. So Monkey is a counter pick towards Miyamoto Musashi, but with the right moment right now, the level differences, the gold differences, the farming up process differences will cause a little bit different.
That's totally fine. As we can see the Akon rankings, okay? That's gonna be the gold. That's gonna allow us to see which players right now has the most items. You use that gold to buy items. The more items you have, the more damage you can deal, and the tankier that you can become.
And the assistant, with assistant of Tai Zhenren, Lady Sun managed to top, goes to the #1 in a common ranking.
Monkey trying to run away. Hin is not gonna be able to survive to that. He completely overstat, and 4 players from TFB put him down.
It might be a poor decision if Box Gaming want to do split push 1-4. That's not a good formation because you don't have enough vision on your side, especially when Monkey is facing so much goal difference against Miyamoto Musashi.
Monkey does not have the advantage.
Yes.
Right now we have Musashi Miyamoto that is almost in level 12, and Monkey is still in level 10.
Has destroyed a tower.
Still need a lot of time to farm up. And Team Flying Bear is trying to gain more, is trying to make and extend their goal lead. So 4,000 K almost is gained, and this goal lead cannot be chasing any back if Box Gaming choose to play this kind of gating style anymore.
Yes, exactly.
Make wiser decisions.
TFB has survived what we called was going to be the most difficult time for them. They've survived, they're thrived, and right now they have a 4,000 gold lead that could be beneficial for them to take this whole match. Monkey taking extremely low one more time. It's not going to be able to defend that red buff.
And look the positioning of Marco Polo and Xiao Houzhen at the same time trying to buy themselves a little bit more time by pushing the top lane way further into the turrets too.
They're trying to buy some time, but at the same time, Marco Polo is going to be very dependent from that red buff. They need to be able to protect that red buff and give it to Marco Polo, right?
I want to see what kind of play, what kind of strategy that Team Flying Bear really want to apply right now.
Yeah.
Because with Mai Xianliu and Misashi Miyamoto right here, gaining so much weight differences, they can be responsible for the split pushing duties right there. So later on each bush, there might be assassin hiding right over there.
They're going to have to try to rotate while keeping the complete eye on the bushes as well. They're going to trade both second turrets and, again, bottom and top lane. They're going to be uncontested.
Another Eternity Blade is gained for Lady Sun. Lady Sun all ready for the battle.
Oh, look at that. They've got the minion wave and they can try to take on that high ground. That's going to be terrible news for Box Gaming. That high ground taken extremely low to half of HP. Lianpo is going to come from behind. He's going to put his ult. He's going to put 3 people online. But it's not going to be enough, as right now it's going to be Lu Bu that is going to fall in that trade.
I think TFB really went too far trying to take down this high ground tower because the route is quite long when you're trying to retrieve back to your base. So they got kind of surrounded by Lianpu's ultimate.
And we talked about those 10 seconds of the slow down that they get on the minion wave, right? So it was actually a very long time that they lingered in that position.
And it's a pity that Lu Bu does not even use the ultimate in trying to escape. He was killed by the damage from Marco Polo.
Well, he maybe just wanted to make his sacrifice. So at the end of the day, it was going to be only him, but it was going to allow Lady Sun just to run away.
So it is a very significant differences in the gold. So I think TFB really have to choose what kind of objectives they want and trying to, let the Vanguard pusher wait for them and they can try to gain more resources from their enemy sides.
Yes, exactly. As right now, we're going to see the Shadow Vanguard has been spawned.
Yep.
This Shadow Vanguard is going to allow them to put way much more pressure on that mid lane.
We can see there's a bigger version of the Vanguards there, so it's more tankier than the regular ones and can exert more damage on the towers.
Yes, exactly. That Shadow Vanguard is going to be able to push in on its own. So in the moment that Box Game is going to go and try to kill the dragon, it gets priority for TFB to come here and try to take on that Tyrant that completely re-aggroed half.
Yes, but nothing happened there. Team Flying Bear also still have the 2 dragons to their sides. So if you are talking about a game where one team gets 2 dragons, they are definitely overwhelming. They're definitely dominating this game.
That is true. That is true. They're right now
complete control.
They're controlling all of the objectives. All the neutral objectives are being controlled by the red side. Right now we have 190 seconds till the next Tyrant and only 80 seconds to the next Overlord. It means that during these 80 seconds, they just need to go and control the farm. They need to control jungle, keep farming, bulking up, and not engage into any unnecessary fights.
And as for the side of Box Gaming, trying to avoid engaging into any kind of skirmish or team fight with their opponent because they have the buffs and the damage will be destroyed.
Yes, exactly. Right now, 13 minutes and 10 seconds of our game as we can see the minion waves coming in for that mid lane.
Another pressure being spawned in the mid, but unfortunately there's no way.
There is no way right now. Unless that we have a Tyrant or we have an Overlord, right now we're just gonna have this. Just people just chipping on each other's HP bars, just kind of like trying to lure each other into a fight that was not beneficial for anyone. Well, talking a little bit about this game as we get to the 14 minutes mark, can you talk to us? Tell us what does Box Gaming need to do if they actually want to turn these things around? Like it's already 4,000 gold.
So the very
what they need to
first
do?
thing to do is that you're trying to gain the vision in the river. That is extremely important because the next target from the side of TFB will definitely be the Overlord. And you're trying to use Marco Polo's poking ability, steal some time like what just happened before.
Yes.
You're trying to chip away and get something, maybe the tank very low because TFB has no tanks.
So you believe that Box Gaming should not engage into fights, but it should actually just keep doing what they're doing?
Yes.
Just keep poking and poking and
course.
poking. So TFB cannot actually engage for that Overlord.
TFB needs to react instantly if they want to gain this Overlord. Trying to engage in any kinds of team fights is what they should be doing right now. So
Okay.
you don't want to spend time giving Marco Polo the chance to trying to poke away and chip away your HP bars. You cannot accept the fact and the result if Lu Bu is getting very low.
They need to be more decisive as
Yes.
Noah jumps in, and it's gonna have to come back. It's not gonna be enough. Like right now, Box Gaming don't have the damage to do that, but TFB at the same time completely unable just to take that Overlord.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Decisiveness is very important for the side of TFB. So we have all the assassin combinations, so you don't want to waste your time finding the right moment. You don't hesitate around team fights. You just put up,
Go for it.
act on it.
All right, they need to start going for it. They need to clean the bottom lane as well. If they're able to push in that bottom lane a little bit deeper,
Yep.
they should be able just to win on a 5v4 in the mid or the top.
I think, yeah, this player is trying to buy the Siege Breaker.
Yep.
So with the Siege Breaker being built up, I think the damage from Lu Bu will be enormous, and I don't think Box Gaming can be able to handle that.
Well, if Titan can jump in and stun one person before Lu Bu is going to jump in, yes, that Siege Breaker would be a vital item for their fights.
A total nightmare to the backlines. Either Marco Polo or Shinlusi cannot be able to handle that.
Yes, exactly. Right now, TFB is going to try to start on this Dark Tyrant.
Clever moves.
Clever move, but then the Overlord is going to try to be for the blue side. They're trying to jump in. It's not going to be enough from the red side as the blue team is going to take on that Overlord.
Yeah, so if you are enemies is not planning on giving that Overlord away, you just rush yourself to the Shadow Tyrants
Yes.
and then gain extra damage.
Yes, exactly. Just running in for your Shadow Tyrant. It's going to be able to allow you to fight a little bit more. It gives you that fighting boost that you need for team fights.
So after an inner tower is destroyed, all the enemy minions in range will be slowed down by 90% in its moving speed. It's a kind of protection strategy with our game. So we really want to give whoever is in disadvantage more opportunity to trying to turn this tie around.
Just trying to level up things, right? Like you wouldn't want just every single game just to be a landslide from one side to the other.
Yeah.
You always want just to kind of like level things around.
So since Marco Polo has developed a Blood Whipper, you really want to gain some HP restorement right there.
He wants to gain some HP. Look at that. The fight starts one more time. Lienpo puts 3 people on air. Lu Bu that is going to park his ult is going to go wide. Munchie that completely over-engaged is going to pay with his life. Lu Bu right now it's completely online.
Oh,
trying to push in Lady Sun. Trying to poke on Lienpo. It's not going to be enough.
And the Vanguards on the bottom lane, just pay attention to those Vanguards. They're doing something to the high ground tower, but my Miyamoto Musashi managed to go back to the base, save that high ground tower, and trying to give their team a little bit more advantage in the later on game.
It is so curious that since minute 1 of the game, whatever that happens on top happens on bottom. Look at
Mirror
that.
effect.
Lienpo jumping in, he gets engaged, but then Munchie with his ult puts himself right in between all 4 players from TFB.
Beautiful play by Lu Bu's ultimate successfully separated the team fight into 2 parts, where the backliner, the main key character who is responsible to do the damage is completely isolated by Lu Bu's ultimate. No way to save Monkey.
Well, I like that. Like sometimes we mention that as being wide, but you need to understand that Lu Bu ult can work in 2 ways.
Of course.
You could use it to deal damage, or you could use it just to separate that battlefield, right?
As a protection method to protect your backliner, to protect your marksman,
Yes.
also.
Exactly. Well, we get to the 19 minutes mark of the game. 50 more seconds until we spawn our Tempest Dragon.
Yeah, so Doomsday together with the Blood Whipper. This items means that this Marco Polo, the marksman, does not planning on going back to the base. He wants to recover his HP constantly so that they can stay on the right position. They don't want to retreat back to the base. They want to engage into teamfight, trying to steal a little bit HP bars from their enemies.
Yes, exactly.
Poking ability.
Blood Whipper, that's going to be a critical item for Marco Polo, the same as Doomsday, right?
Yes.
Because the more damage that you deal, the more HP that you can recover.
Yeah, HP recovery is very important, especially when they relies on Marco Polo's poking ability in this composition so much.
Yes,
so
exactly.
they actually buy themselves more time to solve this time into nearly 20 minutes using Marco Polo's poking. So this strategy really works in here. So I think they're just planning to apply it into later on.
And I just love how Marco Polo, as a marksman, he has no defensive items whatsoever.
Yes, of course.
He's just going full damage. Like such an aggressive 20 minutes mark. And right now, the Tempest Dragon, it's online.
I think Lady Sun is fully prepared for the team fight, which is about to happen because with the help of Tiger, the extra game, another Siege Sentry is crucial kill.
And Banshee's going to take on that. Look at that. And then right now we have Banshee Inui, Misashi Miyamoto, and Tiger just falling down. It's going to be 3 people, 4
Another
people
dash.
falling from TFB. This is not what we're expecting. Box Gaming right now taking in
Wow.
the full ace, ladies and gentlemen. They've got the Tempest Dragon, they've got the cards, and they're parading to what could be a majestic win for them.
Marco Polo is rampaging on the side, and we can see a minion whip in the midway. They finish the game trying to get on Luipu, getting in Luipu very low with the ultimate, nearly getting the kill.
It is not gonna be enough because right now Munchie Marco Polo in a 2v1.
2
they're gonna
seconds
just
to
take-
revive. Will it be enough? No.
It is not enough, Tianyun. And right now, that game turns around and it's gonna go to the side of Box Gaming.
Oh, what a